hi. My name is Victoria Dalach and I'm your tech mentor. Today I would like to share some tips that I wish I have known when I was starting my first job in tech. There are many jokes about how programmers take down production. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. Making mistakes is a part of learning. You are not the only one responsible for keeping production live. So if you are working for a good company, your code will be reviewed and the eventual mistakes or bugs should be caught during a code review. So even if you don't, even if you do make mistake or make mistakes or introduce new bugs, like your code should be tested and looked at by different developers. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. Learn from your mistakes and try not to repeat them again. One of my first jobs was for a software house that I really liked, and we all worked remotely and the company was growing, and one of their mantras was that you are not your code. When you get a lot of feedback during the code review, you can think, oh, I have so much, so many things to improve. Oh, maybe I'm not as good. You're not your code, you know? Like, you get the feedback so you can improve, so you can grow, so you can become better and better every day. You're not your code. Attach your self-value, self-worth from your code as soon as possible, because, well, the reality is that sometimes you just have to delete the stuff you wrote, and it's just the way it is. So no hard feelings. You're not your code. The third tip hits very close to home. Prepare for your meetings. For example, stand-ups. If you have a stand-up, take 10-15 minutes before it to write a list what you did, how the work is progressing. It hits very close to home because I was actually almost fired from this software house that I worked on because I didn't know that I should have been preparing for stand-up with the customer, and the customer thought that I'm not doing anything, because when it came to me, every time I would be,
oh, so I work on this and this bug. Yeah, I think it's already...
you know, like I couldn't remember everything I did, and I got feedback from a wonderful project manager that I worked with. She said, look, you need to prepare before stand-up, so you sound professional. It was a great piece of feedback and it worked like a charm. But I didn't know. I thought that everything is spontaneous in tech. Maybe obvious, but it's so important that it's worth repeating over and over and over again. Ask questions if you have any doubts, or you don't understand something, or there is something unclear. Ask questions. Like, really, it is super important, especially if you're in the beginning. No, it's always important. It's always important to ask questions if you don't understand. And if you're new to the team, if you're new in your career, you can think, oh, I cannot show that I don't know something. But it's not true. Asking questions is a great way to show that you care and that you want to grow and that you want to understand. So it's a great practice to ask the question. The fifth tip I have for you: note. Jot down solutions to your problems. Super important. If you log in for the first time to the server, like, write down how to do it. If you're installing a new library and there is some kind of error and you found a solution, write it down. Have some notes, maybe have a blog with those findings. There is a chance that someone else also will have the same problem, and they don't have to waste time. They can just learn from you, or it can be helpful for you in the future. Another thing that I remember stressing about a lot when joining a new company was that I was overwhelmed and afraid of the code base. I thought,
oh, how can I understand everything that is happening there?
in reality, you don't have to understand the whole base in order to make meaningful contributions. Usually, if you work with some project service application that has been around for more than, I don't know, a year, you will be focused on parts of it at a time. Take your time, you will learn gradually over time, but you don't have to understand everything in your first month. Learn how to test. Learn how to write unit tests. Testing helps organizing thoughts in your mind. So I think testing is great. Definitely a skill worth learning. We're getting closer to the end. Write down your wins. Write down your successes, your small wins, big wins. Like, I don't know, pet programming was successful. Today I deployed for the first time to production. I don't know, my 100th commit or something. Like, write it down, because over time it's very easy. It's very easy to forget. It's good to take a moment to celebrate yourself, I think. Especially that it makes writing a self-review much easier later. Create this habit and you'll thank me later. Ask for feedback. If you are on your probation period, and let's say, I don't know, in Germany, for example, probation period lasts 6 months, then ask for your peers for feedback for after 3 months, for example. So it will give you a good understanding of where you are, what you have to improve, and also it will boost your confidence, because if you're doing a good job, your peers will tell you that. I'm a huge fan of giving and receiving feedback that is actionable, that is productive, that's meaningful. And the last tip, be kind to yourself. Really, as I mentioned already, celebrate your wins, be kind, don't compare yourself to much more experienced developers. If it's your first job in tech, take your time to understand, ask questions, don't stress too much. If something is too hard for you, maybe per program, ask for help. Be kind to yourself. Everything will be alright. Everyone, even your biggest idol, started not knowing how to program, and it's a skill that you learn over time. Remember to take a walk, take a break, eat some good food, talk to friends, hydrate, take care of yourself. Don't forget about it. Be patient. You will grow. Just give yourself time. That's it for today. Please tell me in the comments, what was your biggest struggle when you started your first job as a software developer or engineer? Is there a difference? Thank you very much for subscribing to this channel. There are 260 of us right now, and I'm so grateful and happy about it. It is really important to me. Like it, share it, and subscribe, and we see each other soon. Bye! Oh, why so tense? Victoria Dalach.